Hello everyone, joining Game Careful Gaming here on Ride Ninja D 2018 SOG Sons of Garmin Lego Ninjago game. I'll try to get the Tournament Fighters one and the Rebooted. So I'll have to think about that one. Then I'll have to look at that one. But right now, so I figure I'll play a game, background, we'll be talking about a completely different game called Bendy and the Ink Machine. You guys have probably heard about that. That's why this music is not that loud, actually. So let's talk Bendy and the Ink Machine here. I figure it's better than another theory. So we'll try talking and doing theory at the same time. Something I haven't done before, so it'll work. The theory we're going to discuss today is the worker transformation theory extended. So literally what so let's take a basic rundown of the worker transformation theory of Bendy and Ink Machine. Let's even figure out what it is, because we need to know what that is to explain to do this extended one. Now I know what it is, but you may not. So that's what we're going to be doing today, explaining it, while also doing my extended one. So the worker transformation theory, which really at this point isn't really a theory, it's fact. It's a continuous point here thanks to an audio log. And I'll mention that audio log here in a sec. That just basically explains it. But the worker transformation theory says that the workers at Joey Drew Studios were made to go into the cartoons that they most represented. They were turned by the Ink Machine into the cartoon they most resembled. So, like, an example being Alice, Susie Campbell being Alice, Alison Pendle being Alice, Alice Angel, you know, stuff like that. Alright? So, literally what that is telling us, alright, is, you know, there's something sinister going on in Joey Drew Studios. I'm extending this, so this includes Batim, Beatmont, Jack Fane, Sammy Lawrence, the Searchers, the Butcher Gang members, the Lost Ones, and I might include a sneak peek theory. It's a theory I'm planning on making, but I'll need your guys' support on that one. And it's a pretty crazy theory, actually, on that one there. So, my extension to the worker transformation theory, which I said should really just not be a theory and just be considered fact at this point, thanks to the audio log that we find in Grant Cohen's office in Bendy and Ink Machine Chapter 4. It states, it says, voice of unknown. You find the audio file in the game files, it says Grant transformation. That right there is just enough to confirm this no longer theory, it's fact. Although I love it as a theory. Pretty much it's fact now. It's essentially what that just said. So, the Lost Ones are basically workers at the studio who weren't transformed into some cartoon. So, now, the Ink Machine there's a default of one try for train your opportunities, should I say. Susie Campbell gets 2 opportunities. As she mentions in Bending Ink Machine Chapter 3, she was born twice from the ink machine's inky womb. Her words, not mine. I mean, yes, technically they're not mine, but still. She says them, not me in the game, so. I would have loved to say those, though. So. Okay, that's beside the point. Everybody else normally only gets 1 shot. So, pretty much this is saying that essentially this is saying that Susie got a second chance. Joe liked her experimentation so much, he gave her a second chance to become Alice. Alright? First time, she shows up as a searcher. Like, creature. So, also and once again, I'm using her words here. Passing shapeless slug. Once again, her words, not mine. I'm just quoting them like they are in the game. As far as I can remember, anyway. The point is, she comes out like a searcher type creature. Meaning, her first attempt, her free coupon wasn't really successful. She didn't like what she saw. So Joey gives her a second chance. And pretty much states that normally I call this the McDonald's theory, which is stating how many tries a worker gets with the ink machine. Where I live, the McDonald's says limit of 1 coupon per customer per visit. This reply is literally just a representation of that. I'm literally just stating it like that. Alright? So Susie already wasted her limit of 1 coupon per customer per visit when it goes through of the ink machine. But what ends up finding out is, what just ends up happening is, let's say she gets a quarter pounder or something that McDonald's serves. Alright? It's not cooked right. She doesn't come out the way it's supposed to. It just isn't at McDonald's quality. I mean, you could apply this to anything. But I'm using the sign from McDonald's that I have as an example of this. So I'm just calling it McDonald's theory. Literally, she just doesn't like it, and she already wasted a free coupon per visit. So if she gets another coupon, another opportunity, and literally what that states is that she gets another ride through the ink machine, another try to become Alice. And what that ends up saying is she gets a second try right through the ink machine, and this time she likes the form she takes. It's a perfect Alice. She's officially Alice that she wants to be. She says she'll never let the demon touch her again. So anybody touched by the ink demon that is a cartoon gets deformed. Anybody gets touched by tainted ink. So if you think about it, all those people that became Butch Gang members, they were once perfect. They touched the ink demon, and ink demon touched them. And they're pretty much deformed versions of the characters they once were. Boom. Just like that. So, we just got those out of the way. Now, Susie is very fortunate enough to get a second chance. Everybody else gets only one chance. And since Susie she got herself a second chance through the ink machine, what ends up happening is she becomes the perfect Alice the second time. She is touched by the ink demon and the tainted ink, and she just becomes deformed. So, alright, makes some sense. It's the personality that helps determine whether you get first or second try. If you even get a second try. If you ink it out. Not Pat. No, he explained this and said it was souls. I don't necessarily think it's the souls. I think it's more personality-wise. Because that just makes more sense to me. But whatever was his butt there. What ends up happening is since Susie, being heartbroken, she was literally replaced as Alice Angel by Alison Pendle. She's heartbroken, then she gets aggressive. So that explains both sides of Chapter 3 Alice. Alright. Makes sense. Where does Alice the Angel come into play? Well, everybody, she was never touched by the ink demon, making it so she was always perfect. Just like that. Now let's explain Batim Piedmont. He seems a little bit more of a harder case. I mean, he's a machine. His form isn't a cartoon. It's a machine. One of his machines, to be exact. A amusement park ride that he built. So regardless of whether you think Wally Franks is bendy or Joey Drew's bendy, we can all agree this. Whoever's bendy has a tough road in front of them within the game. So, where does Sammy Lawrence and the Lost Ones come into play? They have perfect 3D forms. They weren't selected to be a 3D cartoon like everybody else. They're not special enough to become a 3D cartoon. They're just not. They are not special enough to become a 3D cartoon. And I have a theory of saying that what we were playing with in Chapter 3, or not Chapter 3, Chapter 4, everybody knows what I'm talking about here. The little things that you can select, what you can make with the Egan stuff that we originally have to make the gear from, and we can make a plunger and secret radio from, and jet pipes, bones and stuff. Chapter 4 Boris boss fight. Yeah. Those are just miniature versions of the ink machine. Now that's a theory for another day. Now I'm going to get into the theory that I was referring to earlier. The Sammy Lawrence is a Lost buffer version of a Lost One theory. This makes a little bit of sense because he's the only other humanoid type creature except for both Alice's and Boris. The Boris clones and partially the Bertrigan clones that we've ran into. So, kind of makes sense there. And somebody's gonna have to play with Photoshop here. But if anyone has Photoshop, do this and try proving me wrong. Photoshop Sammy's mask off on his Chapter 4 type of model, or any model to be exact. Just Photoshop his mask off. Tell me if there's any similarity between that and the Lost Ones. 'Cause think about it. His eye holes on that mask are way too low for him to actually see on top of the mask. I don't know, but that just bugs me. So what's allowing the Lost Ones to see is allowing Sammy to see through that mask. Pretty much. And there's also apparently allowing him to get buffer too. Him and Bendy got pretty much workout buddies, I guess. Because not only did Bendy get a little buffer, strong enough to tear off the projectionist's head, which is more than for the story here, but Sammy got a little stronger to whack you out just with a dustpan Chapter 2. Like, honestly, I don't know what the idea of that is, but I probably don't want to know, honestly, but doubt me. I mean, Bendy's pretty much Sammy's senpai, but still, this still doesn't explain how they get buffed between chapters. So, the Searchers, let's explain them for a sec. They are perfect 3D forms, and I'm referring to all the forms of the Searchers, not just the ones we see in Chapter 2 and 3. I'm also referring to the Swollen Searchers as well. They aren't fortunate enough to have a second go out through the machine, or to have perfect 3D forms. Like Sammy, Lost Ones, the Borsklunds, Bendy, the two Alices, Tom, that Boris at the end of Chapter 4, the Budget Gang clones. They are not fortunate enough to have 3D structure like that, but better than just a blob of ink. That's the standard output if your personality is better than originally what you were going for, which makes actually a lot of sense. Now try to explain something a little here. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but I'm trying to explain something for I didn't think about this being used as evidence, but I figured I'd bring it up for if anyone wants to do a Joey Drew is Bendy theory. Bring this piece of evidence up. Sounds a little bit far-fetched. Didn't you realize that Bendy's pretty much the only one, or the main focus of the Bendy cartoons? All the ones that immediately it's released so far, Bendy's pretty much been the main star of the show on those. And who would be the main star of the show and within a company? The owner. And who owns Joey Drew Studios? Joey Drew. I know it's a little far-fetched, but just either that's just Illuminati confirmed, or that's just me being a really good guesser. Thank you, Scott Coffin. You allowed me to be an eagle eye, and I figure I'd go ahead and point this down. My pat, I'm real. Actually, sorry about the Bendy theory reaction I did on your recent one. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That may just be the AP seminar in me, or me trying to blow off a little steam. The fact that I wasn't special enough to write a Bendy theory for you. I know my mistake too. It's one. Actually, there's technically two mistakes. If you want to get real technical. One, trying to write a bendy theory for you. Or theory at all for you. Alright? There's one mistake. Second mistake. If I try to write a theory, do not put it in the game theorist style. Especially on a topic like the Bohr survives clone theory. That would have been better off in a Prod Charles or Super Orbit or another bendy theorist type of style and not the game theorist. Dude, and I also know where you're screwing up on bendy a lot. You're trying to apply science to bendy. As complex as bendy is, you cannot apply science to it. Unless you want to try and asking what type of ink are they using at that studio, and is that ink even flammable, and do your research from there. And I am not kidding. I did once look up, is ink flammable? Yeah, don't ask. Here's some weird. I think of some weird stuff to search up on Google. Birds in Piedmont, if we're going to the worker transformation theory, we're extending that from cartoons to pretty much let me think here. Any type of thing relating to the person most resides with, and it's one ride, one person per cartoon or ink creature per visit through the ink machine. That's the new worker transformation theory. And I hope you guys did enjoy that with Friday Ninja gameplay in the background. I will see you guys in the next bendy theory analysis video I do. So, bye. Oh, and also, please do not forget the Bendy Nightmare Run bet I made with the Meatly Games. The dates are Friday, August 3rd and Tuesday, August 6th. And I'm probably just pretty much made that up on myself. And I will try to do that sort of stuff the best I can. I might as well make a Meatly mask because I think I'm gonna lose the bet anyway. Oh well, I'm gonna make the Meatly mask just in case. Now I just need to go find some overalls.